Hey folks, Prepper Princess. I wanted to go over some of the things in my house that I do to save money that some people might consider extreme. But a lot of people are having some pretty hard times, so I thought that this might be a little bit helpful. So one of the things that I do is I buy reduced meat. This is a chicken. And what I'll do is I'll get the ones that have the gizzards and the innards and all that stuff, and I will save those and I use them for bait for my fishing. So I don't really ever have to buy bait, and it's pretty moderately successful. We did not have these options in California. They didn't really ever have any reduced cost meat. Another thing I do is I use a wood camp stove, not recommended, but this is just something that I do, and I do it indoors. And I'm sure that some person 20 years ago burned down their house because they were being stupid and didn't turn it off. But I have not had any problems. The thing is that the gas company wants to charge me a $400 deposit plus a $20 a month connection fee just to have the gas turned on. And the stove is the only part of my house that is gas. Another thing that I do, of course, is I make my own coffee at home. It's typically lattes in the winter, and I make my own iced mocha frappuccinos in the summer, saving myself about $5 a day just in coffee. Smaller, more energy efficient appliances. So I've always wanted a smaller refrigerator. The typical apartment size refrigerator is 14 cubic feet. This one is 11 cubic feet, and it is a lot more energy efficient than a 14 cubic foot. And I think that people stuff their refrigerators full quite a bit. And mine is, I even want to go smaller. It holds everything that I need, and it uses about half the electricity of a normal sized fridge. I do have a solar oven, which I use about twice a week. Right now we've got that chicken in there cooking. It is in an oven bag, and I just leave it and should be ready right around dinner time. This saves by using electricity completely. Obviously, I don't have my range hooked up, so I couldn't use an oven anyway. I do have a toaster oven. A toaster oven uses about 1/2 to 1/3 the electricity of a regular oven, and this uses none. I've had this for a couple years. It's amazing. I use it all the time. It's definitely my top 5 prepper items. If there is ever an SHTF, you have got to have a sun oven. And of course, I do have solar and I use it. What a lot of preppers or people will do is they'll buy a solar generator, but they won't use it. I use this every day to plug in my TV, DVD player, Roku box, laptop, and modem, as well as I used to have a lamp, but I don't need the lamp anymore, and I'll explain why in a minute. But why have something if you're not going to use it? I use all of my generators. If I am not in the mood to cook on propane, I just use regular twigs and wood. And yes, you can collect wood in the desert. There are lots of different burnable items, not just the creosote bushes, but there's lots of stuff in the Mojave Desert where they are in fact burnable and they cook your food pretty good. So I'll usually use this unless I'm having a bonfire, and my little bonfire stove also has a grate on it, so I can cook on that. So if I'm ever having a bonfire just to enjoy the fire or the scenery, I'll go ahead and throw something on there just to get it cooked, because why waste that fire on just keeping warm if you can use it to cook too? So one thing that people may consider extreme, I apologize I can't point at it, but if you see this one that is pointed to the left, that is my hot water heater, which is right here. And in the Arizona desert, for about 4 or 5 months out of the year, you don't need hot water, because the water that comes out of the cold tap is 100 to 120 degrees anyway. So I have not had to have my water on for at least a month and a half, and it's still too hot, even though I don't use any hot water. Also, I have a bidet. I don't ever have to worry about paying for toilet paper again. I do still have 30 rolls, and I'm going to keep those there for guests when I have guests over so that they don't get totally weirded out by the bidet. But I promise you, once you go bidet and you get over your fears of using it, it really is an amazing product. So that is a one-time purchase. I never have to buy toilet paper again, and I'm pretty happy about that. So this is my bedroom, and yes, I have tons of solar generators, and I always keep them fully charged. So this one plugs into the lamp right here. So, and then this plugs into a fan. So I have a fan and a lamp here, and I don't use any electricity to power them. So down here I have my Bluetti. I'll be doing a review. I already did a review and it was a very bad review, and the company got back with me and they're sending me some parts to fix it. So I'm waiting on the parts, but I have my Bluetti hooked up to this lamp. So whenever it's dark in here, I just come over, I turn it on, and boom. I have plenty of light at night. That is extremely bright. I use LED bulbs in everything in order to save on electricity. If for some reason I were to run out of juice on my Bluetti, no problem. Right here, I keep my little bulbs, and these are also extremely bright. And these are, you just stick them in a windowsill to charge them up, and you've got free light right there. Another little thing that I do over here in the kitchen is I have little touch lights on the bottom of here that are powered by batteries, rechargeable batteries. And then once they run out of juice, I just plug them into my Kodiak or my Bluetti or whatever. I recharge the batteries, and then I have free light all night while I'm cooking. And I really, really do like that. In my bedroom here, I have another generator. This is the Eco Delta. So the Eco Delta, and I always keep them fully charged. Or at least I wait. This one lasts weeks and weeks of powering my lamp before bed, and it also charges my cell phone every night. So I've got those hooked in, and I don't ever have to use electricity. In the bedroom, if I want to watch TV, this is turned off and it's all into a power strip. I could just put a power cord going straight over here, and I can watch TV for as long as I want using my Roku box. Another really, really important thing, this would be the first thing I recommend for anybody who lives in any type. This keeps heat in the winter, and it keeps the cold in the summer. They're very cheap. You can get them at Walmart. They're Blackout Shades, and it's really great because when you're trying to sleep in, you know, the room doesn't get too bright, so you're able to sleep in without the sun blinding you and waking you up. But yeah, blackout curtains are a huge way to save on energy costs. If you don't want to go with blackout curtains, there's also the option of film. You can get film at Home Depot or Lowe's. What's it called? Blackout film. You know, it's the type that you put on your car and it makes the windows darker. Well, you can do that and it'll block a lot of UV light as well. Another thing that I do is cook from scratch. I do make my own bread. And I always have a backup 25-pound bag on hand. Very, very cheap. This 25-pound bag was $6 at Smart & Final. They have all-purpose flour, baking flour, bread flour, you name it, and they're all in the price range of $6 for 25 pounds. And I always keep these on hand. So I do also buy yeast in bulk. Typically, these will last me 3 to 6 months. And this is just the one I bought and put in here. And yes, yeast is something that you should have on hand in bulk. I mean, look at the food crisis that we were in where nobody could get yeast or flour. So you always want to keep a lot on hand. So here is another very, very simple solar solution. So these lights go all across my backyard. And at night, it lights the place up like really super bright. It's powered by this little tiny square, and these things will go for like 5 hours. So it gets dark around 7 and they don't turn off till 2:30, 3:30 in the morning. Another thing outside, I always line dry my clothes. It costs about $1 per load to use the dryer, and the sun is free. And to be honest with you, based on where I live in the desert, it gets dry just as fast. It gets dry just as fast on the line as it does using the dryer, so there's no point in using the dryer. When it comes to air conditioning, this is the Lennox, and it's a mini split AC unit. I have 2 of them, and it keeps this place super, super cool. One of the things, these are extremely expensive. These are more expensive than an air conditioning unit. An air conditioning unit, a full air conditioner, central AC, is going to cost you around $9,000. Well, two of these cost $12,000, but they're the most energy efficient mini AC split on the market. I'm also looking into evaporative coolers to get myself a window unit and see how those work out, because they do have them available where they only use 150 to 200 watts, and I would be able to run those on solar. But if it weren't for these AC units, I would be completely off grid. If you have a fireplace, use it. A lot of people say that fireplaces are inefficient, and that is true. They're not the most efficient option out there, but if they're your only option and you need to save money on electricity or heating costs, use it. You can check. I got like a cord of wood on Craigslist for free. Just search in your area for free firewood on Craigslist. And if there is no free firewood, find a forest. Here it would be the Hualapai Mountains, where I would go up and scavenge wood to keep my fireplace nice and warm. And this is a pretty small space. It's about 950 square feet. So having just a fire for a couple of hours will literally keep this place hot all night long in the wintertime. Oh, that's nice. Battery powered, using rechargeable batteries. You know, it's kind of funny how people always tell their kids to put another sweater on in the wintertime, but they never think of, instead of turning the AC up, to just grab a few ice cubes, put them in a handkerchief, and wrap them around your neck. So I just wanted to give out that little pointer. Ice is there for a reason. Use it. You know, put some ice, wrap it in a handkerchief, put it around your kid's neck. It'll probably last about an hour or two, and it'll keep them nice and cool, and it'll keep you from having to turn up the air conditioner. Another thing is to keep big, giant 1-gallon bottles or half-gallon or soda liters or whatever. Keep these on hand, and if your kids or you get too hot, just give this thing a big hug. Crystal Geyser needs hugs too. Just saying. Is my mister just relaxing? Are you just relaxing on the floor? Is that your spot? Is that your spot, Mr. Cutie Pants? Is that your spot, Mr. Cutie? Yes. Oh, yes, my sweet boy. My sweet boy. Oh, let's get a belly rub. Belly rubs for Mister? Belly rubs. How about the chest? You want a chest rub? Let's get there. Let's get the chest. Oh, that feels nice. You lifting your arm up for me? Yeah, that's good stuff. How about a butt rub? You want a butt rub? Right there? Right there? Oh, my boy. Yes. You know, most people watch my channel just for you. Just for you, Mr. Silly Pants. Yes. Mommy loves you. I love you.